Hey, I don't usually do videos this late, but I am kind of a night owl, so maybe I'll catch a few of you on here. Happy Saturday to you. Some of you have probably seen this in emails already, and you've seen lots of social media, but I might as well throw it in a video just in case it's helpful. Lansing, so obviously America's still got a lot rolling, right? A lot of things happening. Just want to challenge you to really be praying for our state capitals over the next week. I know Lansing, the legislature is, I don't know what the official term is, but they're basically operating from home over the next week. There have been like credible threats to them, and so they are operating in wisdom because they need to think about their staff and, you know, just anybody that would be coming in and out. And so that's one thing. So just be praying for our state capitals, especially for like Lansing, for our police, for our security personnel, for just governing authorities, for really the world is watching right now. And you and I both know that there is a lot more at play here than just what meets the physical eye, right? So just really be praying for our state capitals all over the country. If you hear about any sort of gathering in your state capital, I would encourage you to not go to the state capital unless you have found out from trusted sources that it really is a gathering of peaceful purpose. Because you will see some of the calls to action out there that might encourage people to be coming to the state capitol. But just make sure that you are fully aware of what is taking place, because there is definitely some concern that there could be, it could be a trap. So one of the messages, I talked to a state lawmaker earlier tonight, and she was just like, Amy, anybody, like, if you can put the message out to your people, just to be very, very careful. So if you hear the serious tone, it's because it is a serious thing. Just to be, there's a lot rolling around, and we need to take our passion and be really wise with it. And for some people, why not just gather a few neighbors and just be praying this week? Save your trip to your state capital. Be very careful, because the opposition is there. They're really crafty in what they do. And the opposition would love to get all of us in a bad light again. And so pray for our state, pray for our legislatures, pray for our state capitol, like all the police. Stay away from the legislature unless, from your state capitol, unless you are guaranteed that it is a peaceful gathering. And tell your friends. We just need to encourage one another. Let's be wise. Let's stay home. Let's pray. And then also, so for our legislators in Michigan, every state is different, but for Michigan right now, so the new legislators have been sworn in, which is awesome. So a lot of people, you might be frustrated with old legislators. Well, just make sure they're still the same ones that are in there, because some people have left office and there are new office holders, which is amazing. So for the people that have, like I'll put a friend of mine on the spot. He just got elected over in St. Clair, Port Huron area. He's amazing, Andrew Beeler. But if you have, if you had a different legislator last year and you've submitted information to them, don't assume that the next office holder is going to get it. Like, go ahead and submit it again. Just welcome to your new job. And I just want to make sure that you're aware of why this matters to me. So probably committee hearings aren't going to start probably until February. You might get notice of committee hearings not happening or being canceled. Like someone emailed me and said, Amy, an oversight committee has been canceled. What does this mean? And I think it's just because the legislature is kind of on lockdown. They're just trying to be extra wise and cautious, and that's good. We want them to be wise and safe. And so if you're like, oh, they're not going to be working for us. No, they're still working. They're doing virtual meetings. You're going to see them around in the district more. This would be a perfect week to reach out to them and to see if they can meet with a handful of you. What a great opportunity. Right before they even get started at the legislature, take this opportunity when they're going to be home more, just to see if you could come say hi. They'd probably love to connect with you. And then the word of encouragement is, for the last couple of days, I've been listening to, sometimes I love like the whole audio element of the Bible app. If you've not downloaded the Bible app, it's amazing. And listening to the story of Nehemiah. And it is profoundly amazing and fitting for what we're facing. Only God knows what's going to happen in the next week, right? Like, how things, I mean, we're all going to be praying for peace and order and justice and truth and peace and order. But that's part of the adventure of life, is we don't know what's happening tomorrow. But when you're walking with God, it is truly an adventure. So Nehemiah, I just challenge you to really go dig into his story. Listen to his story. It is fascinating. The favor God placed on this man who went into his town in a crisis. He got, like I was talking about yesterday, he was a cupbearer to the king. He heard about his town that was broken. The wall was broken. There was a lot of trauma happening. And so he prayed, he sought God, and then he went to the king with a plan. The king blessed his plan. The king gave him resources and permission. And it's so fascinating just to look at it like through the eyes even of politics, and how he went to the town and he didn't even tell everybody why he was there. And he came up with this plan. And then like the contention, and it talks about the different leaders that heard about what they were doing, and they weren't happy with what they were doing. I'm sure there was all sorts of reasons for why like different kings and authorities were like thought what they were doing is a bad idea. And then you have it talks about like the priest actually got involved in building the wall. I mean, it's amazing the details that are in this story. So I challenge you, go read it. See what God challenges you with, how you might be able to apply that for your own for our own day. And then remember that you are called for such a time as this. So no matter what we are facing right now, God has solutions. And often when we're facing scenarios and we're like, there is no way out, that's a perfect time. Because God's like, exactly. There's no human way out of this scenario, but with God, all things are possible. So my prayer and blessing for you guys tonight is, may you rest in peace and hope, knowing that God has solutions. Nothing is impossible with him. No matter what has happened to this point, there is a future so full of hope that if we could only see what God has in store, it would blow our mind. The goodness of God is coming, no matter what happens in the next week. So pray for our legislators, pray for our police all over the nation, pray for truth to continue to be revealed, pray for the hearts and eyes of leaders to continue to see what needs to be exposed, pray for wisdom, pray for discernment for grassroots, that we would all have ears to hear and eyes to see and grace to communicate with diplomacy and honor. And what God is showing me, even over the last couple days, is how it's amazing to me how you can have so many different people that love God so much, but yet are seeing things from uniquely different perspectives. So before you shut out somebody because they don't hear it or don't see it your way, ask God to give you ears to hear and eyes to see what he is trying to say in the midst of this. Have faith, have hope. The best is yet to come.